I stopped believing in people somewhere between my third rejection letter and the stranger who screamed at me for walking too slowly. It was a Tuesday. I was tired, and humanity felt cold. Then three things happened that changed everything. The first one happened at a gas station at 2 in the morning. I was on empty, literally and figuratively, driving home from my grandmother's funeral. I put my card in the machine. Declined. I tried again. Declined. I checked my banking app with shaking hands and saw it. Fraudulent charges had drained my account. Someone had stolen my card information. I had 15 miles to get home and no gas. I sat in my car and just stared at the steering wheel. I was too tired to cry, too tired to be angry, just tired. A truck pulled up next to me. A man got out, maybe 50, wearing construction boots covered in dried mud. He started pumping his gas, then glanced over and saw me, really saw me. The kind of seeing that understands without words. He walked over and knocked on my window. "You okay?" I shook my head. "Card got stolen. I'm on empty. I just I just need to get home." He didn't hesitate. "Which pump?" "You don't have to." "Which pump?" I told him. "Number 7. He walked inside, came back out, and filled my tank. $43. He didn't ask for my number. Didn't ask me to pay him back. He just said, "Life's hard enough. Get home safe." I watched him drive away and I cried. Not because of the gas, but because someone chose to see me as human when I felt invisible. The second moment happened 3 weeks later. I was at the grocery store, standing in line behind an elderly woman counting out change for her groceries. Slowly, deliberately. The cashier was patient, but the man behind me wasn't. He huffed, checked his watch loudly, muttered something about wasting everyone's time. The woman's hands were shaking. She kept dropping coins. She was 37 cents short. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I'll put something back." Before I could reach for my wallet, the teenager in front of her, who couldn't have been more than 17, pulled out $2. "I've got it," he said simply. The elderly woman looked at him with tears in her eyes. "Bless you, young man." And the teenager just smiled. "My grandma used to count change too. It's okay." The impatient man behind me went quiet. Here's what struck me. That teenager didn't help her because it was easy. He helped her because he remembered someone he loved. He helped her because he saw his grandmother in a stranger's shaking hands. That's when I realized faith in humanity isn't about grand gestures. It's about these tiny moments when someone chooses kindness when they could choose indifference. The third moment happened last week, and it broke me in the best way. I was at the park, sitting on a bench, watching a father teach his daughter to ride a bike. She kept falling, over and over. She was maybe 6 years old. And after the 5th fall, she started crying. Not because she was hurt, but because she was frustrated. Her father knelt down, wiped her tears, and said something I'll never forget. "Every time you fall, you're teaching yourself how to get back up. That's not failure. That's practice for being brave." She looked at him, sniffled, and got back on the bike. She fell 2 more times, and then she didn't. She rode, wobbly and uncertain, but she rode. And her father ran beside her, not touching the bike, just being there, shouting, "You're doing it! You're doing it!" I sat on that bench and I cried. Because I realized I'd forgotten that. I'd forgotten that falling isn't failing. I'd forgotten that someone believing in you can change everything. These 3 moments, a stranger at a gas station, a teenager at a grocery store, a father at a park. None of them knew they were restoring my faith in humanity. They were just being human, being decent, being the kind of people who choose love over apathy. And maybe that's the point. Maybe humanity isn't broken. Maybe we just forget to look for it. Maybe we read so focused on the noise and the cruelty in the headlines that we miss the quiet moments when people are good. Because here's the truth. For every person who cuts you off in traffic, there's someone letting you merge. For every stranger who's rude, there's someone holding the door. For every moment that makes you lose faith, There's a moment waiting to restore it. You just have to be willing to see it. If these stories remind you that people are still good, share this with someone who needs that reminder today. And if you've got your own story of unexpected kindness, drop it in the comments. Let's build a collection of reasons to believe in each other again. Subscribe to Stories of Kindness for more true stories that prove humanity is still worth believing in.